Hi, I'm Kelly from Clarity, and I'm going to take you through a walkthrough of Clarity. So let's get into it. When you first log into Clarity, you get your portfolio view. This is where you would add all of your clients into. It means that you can see all of your clients and how they're performing in one place. We link with QuickBooks, Xero, Sage Accounting, and you can also manually enter the data for any desktop clients. This allows you to see everyone in one place and also be able to filter the performance. So we can have a look and see who has got the highest revenue, who has had the best revenue growth. And we can do that for each of the key numbers. This is an amazing asset to be able to identify the clients that you want to talk to, that need advisory and that want your help. You can then look at improving the key numbers so we can see what impact it would be by helping our clients. So if we improve the key numbers by 5%, we will now see the improved numbers and what they would be, but we have this profit and cash section because this means that we can now filter and see who's going to have the biggest impact by improving their numbers by 5%. As Clarity is an end-to-end advisory platform, we want to start off with identifying the clients that we want to talk to and that we want to guide them through an advisory process. We can identify the clients we want to speak to here, and then we can send them a profit improvement report. So you can send this to multiple clients, so it saves a huge amount of time, and they're all bespoke to the client. So when we select the client, we can then email report. What that report looks like is this. It's very visual. This isn't about just sending out reports for the sake of sending out reports. There's a call to action on this report. It's showing them the potential profit and the potential cash by increasing and making small improvements of 5% across the 5 levers of success. We then give them value add, so it goes through each area. We talk about revenue growth and some possible improvements that they can make. So straight away, extremely quickly for yourself, you are giving value to your client on ways to improve their business. But the end of here, what we want to do is we want them to book in a meeting. We want them to have some next steps and to really go into detail on this plan. Once the client has agreed to a meeting, we then want to take them through the process and show them the value that you can add to them by helping them improve their business. We click into the client's account, and what we're going to do is we're going to take them on this journey. We're going to show this to them. We're going to tell them that we're going to look at where you are now, where you could or should get to. We're going to then understand the shifts required and what plans we can put in place. And then we're going to help you measure and monitor the results versus the plan. This is what you're going to show the client. So we're going to tell them, this is where you are now. Let's have a conversation about this. This allows you to get them to understand their numbers, where it's not overwhelming and it's not a complex report. So we can see what the revenue growth is, what the actual is, and we can flip these around and we can see any trends. And we can have that conversation on each of these areas. So once we've had the conversation about where they are now we want to look at the future. What do they want to get to? Where could and should they get to? So this is where we come to the future screen. We want to look at each area and we want to see how we can improve them. We have all of the information here so the team can really be part of this conversation. It doesn't have to just be the leaders of the business. They can see what they grew by last year and we can do a what if analysis of what would happen if we grew by the same. What would that mean to our profit? The client can then lead you to say, well, no, it might just be 20% this year. And you can pull that out from the client and discuss the different options and what is possible. We would do that for each of these areas as well. So we would look at improving gross profit, operating profit, and we would go through each of these areas and discuss with the client what they're wanting to see and what the improvements that they want to make in the next 12 months. Once we've had that conversation with the client, when we go back to the top, we can now say to them, from everything that you've just told us of what you want to do in the next 12 months would equate to £53,000 in potential profit and 58 in cash. What would that mean to you? This has been the light bulb moment for our members' clients where they have never seen their numbers like this before. They are so happy that they are being told that this is the potential in their business without it being complex. We now want to understand the shifts required and create a plan to be able to help achieve that. So we want to create an action plan to start with. We want to take the client through very collaboratively what they can do to achieve this potential profit. And this is about guiding the client into these areas. This isn't about being a business guru, and this is about the whole team being able to deliver this, not just the leaders of the firm. What we want to do here is we want to ask them if these actions are what they want on their action plan. So we can say yes, no, we can drag and drop. Brainstorm ways to sell more to existing customers. Yes, that is something we want to do. Review marketing processes. Yes, that's something we want on our plan. Review small, medium, or large percentage increases in price. No, we've just done a price increase. That's not something we want on our action plan. And as you can see, you just go through with the client and collaboratively create this plan so that you can hold them accountable for it. And you'll see a huge shift in the way that they look at the tasks within their business. As you are building this action plan, you also have the ability to prioritize any of the tasks and also create tasks that have came up as you've been talking with the client. So it's very easy to just prioritize the tasks that you want to be a priority. We now have our action plan that we can work with the client. The client can have access to this area. They can come in, you can set responsibilities against tasks, we can set deadlines as well. This is an ideal area that can be a continuous working plan to be able to help the client to achieve this profit. And they're always being reminded of the value of this report and why they are working on this. Once you are working with the client and you want to start measuring and monitoring this plan and making sure that it is working for the client, then we can look into plans. We have a financial plan where you can create a 12-month budget, a financial plan by a click of a button for the client. So it saves you a huge amount of time with having this data in here, especially the prep before meetings, because everything is within Clarity for you to deliver this advisory service. We can see here that we have the 12-month budget. This is very easy to edit. We then can review this plan, so we can look at the financial plan performance and we can look at the plan versus the actual on a monthly, yearly and even quarterly basis. And straight away we can see the biggest positive improvements and the biggest negative improvements. So we can come in here and we can see if the plan is working and do we need to revise anything with the client. We then have a cash flow sense check. This means that you can look at the plan that you've created and see if we have enough cash to be able to do that. And then if there is any funding conversation that needs to happen, you can go directly into that funding conversation. But this gives you a really good understanding of the cash flow and whether it's going to work with the plan that you have created. I mentioned the funding plan. This is a conversation you can have with the client to really make sure that the funding option is right for them. So you can answer these questions and have it as a working document to make sure that funding is right for them. We then have funding by Clarity, which is powered by Capitalize, and it allows you to then pick up some options for funding and then go off and put the applications through with Capitalize, and it allows you to seamlessly go into that funding conversation with clients and gives you the confidence to have that funding conversation. You can also monitor and measure performance via the 7 key numbers map. So this allows you to look at each of the 7 key numbers and how they are performing against the plan. So we can see what the plan is, what the actual was, and we can also flip these around and look at the percentage changes. We have a 7 key numbers review. So this allows you to display this to the client and really show them how the plan is performing and what they are currently achieving. You can even track your advisory process within Clarity. So we can move the clients and see the clients that we have. We can see the ones we've contacted, whether we've sent them a report. We can then look at how we're going to follow up with the client. And then also if we've sent them a proposal, if the proposal's been agreed or declined, and we can see a running total of the monthly fees that we have agreed on. Thank you very much for joining me on this quick overview of Clarity. I'm looking forward to taking you through a detailed demo and how you would use it personally for your clients.